In the chaotic swirl of the political world, particularly during a transition period from one administration to another, it's easy to become cynical about the impact that leadership can have on the nation's future. Yet, in the final days of his presidency, Joe Biden has shown a level of resilience and foresight that many didn't expect. As he gears up to hand over the reins to a successor, Biden has been busy ensuring that his key economic policies will endure, even in the face of staunch opposition from the incoming Republican leadership, particularly former President Donald Trump. In this video, we'll dive deep into the intricate economic maneuvers President Biden is employing to safeguard the economic gains of his administration. He's not just passing the baton and hoping for the best. Biden is actively working to secure monumental achievements like the CHIPS and Science Act and the Inflation Reduction Act, ensuring that they outlast any potential destructive policies the incoming Trump administration might propose. But Biden isn't just reacting, he's proactively positioning America for future success. In the backdrop of this transitionary period, we'll explore how Biden is locking in economic gains, sidestepping Trump's impending tariff threats, and fighting for the American people's economic prosperity, even as Trump threatens to undo much of the progress made over the past few years. The stakes are high. Trump's rhetoric about tariffs and economic hardship might sound like a plan for economic reform, but Biden's real-world actions tell a different story, one that protects American workers, strengthens the economy, and invests in the nation's future. Let's examine how Biden is outmaneuvering Trump and ensuring that his legacy of economic recovery and resilience endures, even as the political landscape shifts dramatically. The battle over the CHIPS and Science Act. One of Biden's most significant legislative achievements is the CHIPS and Science Act, which allocates over $52 billion to bolster the semiconductor industry in the United States. This act is a direct response to years of American reliance on foreign production of semiconductors, particularly from Taiwan and other parts of Asia. As the global chip shortage wreaked havoc on American industries, from tech companies to automobile manufacturers, Biden made it clear that the U.S. needed to invest in its own semiconductor production to safeguard the economy and national security. The passage of the CHIPS and Science Act was a landmark victory for Biden, and it has already begun to pay dividends. Just weeks before the end of his presidency, Biden's administration finalized a $6.6 billion deal with Taiwan's semiconductor manufacturing company, TSMC, for the construction of chip factories in Phoenix, Arizona. This investment is crucial because it ensures that one of the largest semiconductor manufacturers in the world will have a substantial presence in the United States, providing thousands of jobs and bolstering the American supply chain for the most advanced chips used in everything from smartphones to military technologies. In fact, TSMC plans to invest a massive $65 billion to build 3 state-of-the-art semiconductor fabrication plants in Arizona, a state that notably did not vote for Biden in the 2020 election. This is an example of Biden putting country before party, recognizing that the future of American manufacturing, technological development, and national security depends on securing investments like this. The first TSMC plant is expected to be operational within a few months, signaling a major victory for Biden's economic policies. The timing of this announcement is particularly critical, as Donald Trump has made it clear that he plans to undo much of Biden's progress in the semiconductor industry, including attempting to revoke or replace the CHIPS Act with tariffs that would hurt American consumers. Trump's claim that the U.S. is being taken advantage of by Taiwan is not only misguided but also hypocritical, as it was during his own tenure that the U.S. saw a decline in semiconductor production. Under his administration, no meaningful investments were made to address the semiconductor crisis. Instead, Trump famously toured factories with a golden shovel in hand, making grandiose promises that were never fulfilled. Meanwhile, Biden has taken concrete steps to bring the industry back to American shores, securing a future where the U.S. is no longer at the mercy of foreign chip manufacturers. Even as Trump continues to attack the CHIPS and Science Act, Biden's commitment to strengthening American manufacturing remains unwavering. He's locked in crucial investments that are expected to create tens of thousands of jobs across the U.S. and secure a leadership role for America in the global semiconductor supply chain for years to come. Trump's economic plan: devastation through tariffs. While Biden is outmaneuvering Trump on the semiconductor front, Trump's economic plan seems to focus on undoing much of the progress that has been made, particularly in the realm of tariffs. Trump has long advocated for protectionist policies, including tariffs on goods imported from China, which he claims will help the U.S. economy. However, the reality is much different. During his tenure, Trump's tariffs on China resulted in price hikes for everyday Americans. Walmart and other retailers have already announced that prices will continue to rise in preparation for new tariffs, a direct consequence of Trump's economic vision. This serves as a stark reminder that Trump's policies, far from being attacks on China, were attacks on American consumers. The middle class was hit hardest, paying more for goods and seeing little benefit from the supposed trade war with China. Biden, on the other hand, is taking steps to ensure that the American economy remains robust, despite the looming threat of Trump's tariffs. The CHIPS and Science Act, which is directly threatened by Trump's potential policies, offers a blueprint for sustainable economic growth through domestic manufacturing and innovation. Rather than relying on punitive tariffs that damage the economy, Biden is investing in American infrastructure and technological advancements that will secure a brighter future for all Americans. Trump's claim that Taiwan has taken the U.S. chip business is both misleading and an attempt to shift blame away from his administration's failures. The reality is that Taiwan's semiconductor industry has long been a vital part of the global supply chain, and Biden's efforts to bring manufacturing back to the U.S. are the kind of proactive, forward-thinking policies that Trump never delivered. Biden's economic achievements beyond the CHIPS Act. While the CHIPS and Science Act stands out as one of Biden's hallmark achievements, it is not the only area where he's seen success. The Inflation Reduction Act, another cornerstone of Biden's economic agenda, has brought investments into clean energy, healthcare, and manufacturing. These policies have not only helped reduce inflation but have also created jobs and improved the quality of life for countless Americans. Biden's leadership has resulted in a resurgence of U.S. manufacturing, with investments flowing into key states like Arizona, Georgia, and California. Despite losing these states in the 2020 election, Biden's administration has been relentless in securing investments that will bring high-paying jobs to American workers. This is a stark contrast to Trump's approach, which prioritized cutting taxes for the wealthy and leaving working-class Americans behind. Even in the face of opposition from Trump and other MAGA Republicans, Biden has remained steadfast in his commitment to the American people. While Trump is focused on dismantling policies that benefit the country, Biden is pushing forward with initiatives that will ensure America's economic future is secure. The Biden-Harris legacy: protecting the American people. As we look to the future, it's clear that President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris are determined to protect the progress they've made. Their focus on revitalizing American manufacturing, securing the semiconductor industry, and reducing inflation through smart economic policies has positioned the U.S. for long-term success. In contrast, the economic vision put forth by Trump and his supporters threatens to undo these gains. Whether through reckless tariff policies or plans to gut critical programs like Medicaid and Social Security, Trump's economic policies are poised to harm the very people who need help the most. His rhetoric about economic hardship and learning lessons through suffering is a dangerous approach that could plunge millions of Americans into financial instability. As the country braces for a potential Trump administration, Biden's last-minute efforts to outmaneuver his political adversary are more important than ever. With the fate of American workers and families on the line, Biden's leadership has never been more crucial. President Biden's final days in office are proving to be a testament to his leadership and his commitment to the American people. As he works tirelessly to outmaneuver Donald Trump's economic plans, Biden is ensuring that key economic accomplishments like the CHIPS and Science Act remain intact, benefiting not just the nation's economy, but the lives of everyday Americans. While Trump's rhetoric may promise an economic revolution, the reality of his policies is clear. Tariffs and tax cuts for the wealthy will harm the middle class and leave the American people worse off. Biden, on the other hand, is building an economy that works for everyone, investing in manufacturing, technology, and infrastructure to ensure that America remains competitive on the global stage. As we look ahead to the next chapter, Biden's leadership provides a model for how to protect the American economy from the chaos of political transitions. By prioritizing policies that invest in the future, Biden has ensured that America's economic growth will continue, even as Trump's reckless agenda threatens to derail it. The battle for America's economic future is far from over, but with Biden's leadership, there is hope that the nation will emerge stronger, more prosperous, and more united.